Hello and welcome! It is No Band List Modern Time. I'm Randy Buehler, joined by Shadow Nutella. Welcome, Shadow.
Hello.
How are things?
Everything is awesome.
We are kind of in about the middle of the group stage here in the No Band List Modern Tournament. Hi, Sylvia.
Say hello. She can't hear you, so she's not responding.
All right. Well, it's nice to have a fan anyway. We are in Group B. Death and Taxes and Splinter Twin got the wins in the first week in this group. Infect and Storm picked up the losses in the first week of this group. So we're about to play the elimination match between Infect and Storm. Just to keep track of what else is going on in the tournament, Group A, Delver is out. Stoneblade is through to the top 8, and we're coming up on a rematch, actually, of Birthing Pod versus Elves for the other spot out of Group A. Meanwhile, to look forward to in the near future, Group C is the most fun. Group C is just, I hesitate to call it magic, but it's shenanigans. I enjoy playing these decks.
It's technically magic. They're magic cards.
It's technically correct, right? Technically correct is the best kind of correct. It's definitely magic. But yeah, Dredge has looked great. Hypergenesis looks great on paper. Eggs looked very good, and we won't talk about Jund in this group. Group D, Breach Post looked very good, as did good old Affinity. You know, Thopter Depths had its moments. Miracles, I thought Miracles was going to look better than it actually looked, but that's Group D. For now, Group B, and specifically Storm versus Infect. Let us see how this battle goes. Here's our Storm deck. I'm not convinced anyone has stumbled across exactly the right way to build Storm for No Band List Modern yet. I mean, we let the viewers submit deck lists for this, so we started with a bunch of viewer-submitted deck lists. We've been modifying them a little bit as we go and sort of kind of learn things about how No Band List Modern works. This is where we're at with the Storm deck right now. It's got Chrome Moxes, which are new. We are going with a Pyromancer's Ascension version of the deck, which is not where it started. It's got a little bit less Treasure Cruise, since you don't really want to delve all that much with Past in Flames as a key part of your deck. And we took out the mental missteps. It just felt like the deck needed to be proactive and try to win quickly. So this is where our Storm deck is right now. We'll find out. The Blazing Infect deck, I think a much easier deck to build. You basically just take the Sam Black deck from the top 8 of the first Modern Pro Tour and just, run it. Updated it. It got updated with mental missteps, and the rest of it is kind of the way Sam had it. Inkmoth Nexus, and there's no Glistener Elf in this deck, which was, sounds bizarre, but sounded bizarre at the time, and Sam made top 8 with this deck. His team did well with this deck. They basically only have the Infect creatures that have built-in evasion, so it's Blighted Agent and Inkmoth Nexus, and then you can go get the Blighted Agent with stuff like Muddle the Mixture. Blazing Shoal is the kill card. You can get that with a Muddle the Mixture. Summoner's Pack can get the Progenitus. Everything can kind of search for everything. Of course, there's Teleria Wests. And it's a nice, tight little package. So we'll see what happens. You ready for this one, Shadow? You got any predictions?
I feel like Infect might have this. That's my thought. I'm not 100%. I'm 60%.
All right.
What about you?
I feel like the Storm deck should Goldfish fast. I don't even know if the Storm deck Goldfish is faster. The thing is, Infect has a really fast Goldfish, except most decks have creature kill spells, right? Infect's kind of kept in check by the fact that every interactive spell in the format interacts with its combo. In Storm, it's like, well, I Goldfish pretty fast too, and you can't really interact with me because I'm just playing this weirdo version of Magic. But I don't know which one of us Goldfish faster. It actually, I want to say Storm. It feels like Storm is the more broken combo deck, but your Goldfish is awfully fast. I feel like you kill turn 3 almost all the time, and I need stuff to kind of line up to kill turn 3. I don't know. I feel like we're both turn 3 decks.
Yes. Yeah.
Or at least we're both supposed to.
Well, then let's see who wins the die roll.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. All right.
All right.
I'm setting up in Constructed Open Play Getting Serious. We are going to play with 60-minute clocks, just so they don't matter. And I'm hosting a match. Come fight me.
I am fighting you. I'll see you after the match, sir.
All right. I will mute you on Skype. We can chat more later. Good luck. We won the die roll. That's got to be good, right? Yes. I would like to play first. Do I keep this? I think so. I mean, I'm going to be sad if he counters my Ponder, but I have a critical mass of acceleration and cantrips. I would like to find an Ascension, but I can build to this Past in Flames. Yeah, I'm going to keep. Obviously don't care about paying life against the Infect deck. Don't have Mental Misstep. He didn't have Mental Misstep! Although, there's no mana there. Am I going to wind up Thought Scouring on upkeep just to get the crap off the top of my deck? I think I am. So, I think I want to draw the Git Probe and then mill the 2 rituals into the yard for a fresh card. How's that sound? I think that's right. All right. Possible I should have just shuffled those 3, but milling a Rite of Flame has value. Right, I'm going to get a fresh draw fit. I'm going to be drawing off the top on my draw step anyway, and I'm going to be drawing off the top of my Thought Scour anyway. Git Probe just is a draw off the top. I think this is better. It forces me to Thought Scour upkeep, but I mean, I get the same number of draws off a fresh library. I just wind up with a Rite of Flame already in my graveyard to make this one better, and a Desperate Ritual in my graveyard for the eventual Past in Flames. I think this is better. Certainly not claiming to be a Storm expert, but we'll see what we can figure out. Of course, if he has Mental Misstep now, that's annoying. All right. So we milled a Desperate Ritual and a Rite of Flames. We drew a Desperate Ritual. I think... and a Seething Song. So still no lands. Definitely would like both the information and the card draw, which hopefully is a land or a Mox. He's got Blighted Ancient, Ink Moth, Pact of Negation that he can't upkeep. His hand is not fast. He's not particularly close to a kill. Huh. So, alright. Blighted 8, 2 Infect creatures, the Pact, which he can't pay the upkeep for, and a Preordain. He's just fishing with Preordain to try to find his combo, with the other half of the combo, like the Blazing side. Chrome Mox, which actually doesn't do anything because we don't have any cantrips in this hand anymore. Funny. So I just save it until I know what to remove? Yeah, playing it doesn't do anything. Awkward. Alright, a million rituals. Built a graveyard, it just doesn't go anywhere yet. This is probably a Nexus. Wow. Okay. So we can go Rite of Flame, Desperate Ritual, Song, Manamorphose, Past in Flames, and then run back Infinite Rituals, but the only card drawing we have is 2 cards off casting Manamorphose twice, a card off Git Probe, and then a Ponder and a Thought Scour. Is that enough? It is a ton of red mana. I have blue mana. Yeah, I mean, I have the blue mana. It's not getting any better, right? I could, what, hope to draw a cantrip next turn when he can potentially have Muddle mana, or hypothetically he can have drawn Blazing Shoal and a fat red card? I mean, I probably have a turn, but I do not definitely have a turn. I can lead with Desperate Ritual to play around Mental Misstep. Honestly, if he's got Mental Misstep for my right, though, maybe I'm okay waiting a turn. Like, that's just my sign that I'll go off next turn. Because Mental Misstep would be annoying on the Ponders and whatnot. Huh. Yeah, I mean, if I go for it, I have 4 blue. I have Ponder, Thoughtscour, Git Probe. My temptation, and I'd potentially have a 5th blue off the Chrome Mox if I lead with Rite of Flame. Which, yeah, if he's got a Mental Misstep, then it means he drew it with one of his most recent cards. Therefore, he's much less likely to have the combo kill. So I don't feel the need to play around Mental Misstep. It wasn't there a minute ago. I think I test for Misstep with Rite of Flame, and I just keep going. I think we're supposed to try it. I don't particularly want to find out if he stitched the kill together between draw step, preordained draw step. And my odds of winning only get slightly better if I wait a turn. Like, maybe it's a cantrip. Metamorphose wants to make blue. Oh my. That's got to be good. So if I Pyromancer's Ascension, I'm playing stuff out of the yard. How many doubles are in there, though? Enough, right? Yeah, I get one off a ritual, I get one off another ritual, and then all my card drawing is doubled. This should just work. And I can play the Ascension, go down to 6 red. I can play the Past in Flames, I'm down to 2 red. I don't even have to spend any of my blue mana. Okay. Yes. Yes. Great. Seems like we should just win from here. Whee! Mana, not an issue. Cards is our issue. So, Manamorphose first. I kind of want to, if I thought Scour first, no, Ponder is the one to do first. because then I can use the Thought Scour and the Metamorphose to shuffle away or mill stuff. Alright. Mountain, Scalding Tarn, Git Probe. So I'm content to draw the Gitaxian Probe, but I do not want to draw the lands. Drew a Random Ascension, not particularly useful. Can't do anything useful as a response to this Thought Scour. But we have more Thought Scours. We just don't have Past in Flames on those unless I flash it back. So basically we just need a Grape Shot at this point. We can cast Past in Flames again. Although Ponder's better? Ponder's better. But I'm happy to draw those. Right? Yes. Blue mana. Drew Past in Flames. Don't have a way to mess with my library. Blue mana. Drew Polluted Delta. Ponder. I mean, these fork off the Ascension. I have enough blue mana now that I'm okay, right? I have another Metamorphose, so yeah, whatever. I can just play all of these now. I'm happy to be drawing cantrips. I just don't want to draw land. And we can find out what we were up against. He had the Blazing Shoal. He could muddle. That gets a Blazing Shoal. It does not directly get a red, so he was halfway there. He could have top decked the kill. I still feel like it was correct to go for it here, for sure. Seething Song. Now, mana is not what we want. I'm actually going to reshuffle that one. Mana is not what we want. Grape Shot. Ball game. Yeah, nothing else matters. There you go. 20 copies of Grape Shot pointed at his face. Seemed like a spot to go for it, and we got there. So was that turn 3 kill after missing a turn 2 land drop? Yeah, it was turn 2 missed land drop, turn 3 kill. I never even played the Chrome Mock, so I actually won the game off 1 mana. No problem. Now, sideboarding. I feel like I kind of like Lightning Bolts against him. I think there's value in being able to bust up his combo, especially when he's on the play. I think I can go to 1 Grape Shot with a couple of Lightning Bolts in my deck. I like all my cards, though, is the problem. Yeah, the original version of this deck list didn't have Pyromancer Ascension. I think that's got to be wrong. I think it's got to be that Ascension is the right way to do it. Sorry, those bling sounds are me getting Facebook pings. I will close Facebook. I have closed Facebook. I can also close Outlook and not trigger any Outlook sounds. Real question, though, is what do I sideboard out for Lightning Bolt here? mean, I think True Treasure Cruises is still good to get things started. It's not great synergy with Ascension. And maybe this is the matchup where Treasure Cruise is at its worst, actually, because I'm just racing. Like, I can get into these hands, especially in a grindy matchup where Treasure Cruise, the draw 3, gets me started, and the fact that the Delve anti-synergy, the Delve has anti-synergy with Ascension and with Past in Flames is not a big deal. This matchup, though, is pure race, so we'll trim one. We'll get another one. All right, up a game. Loser is out of the tournament. Both of these decks seem fine. Like, I don't know if your local game shop runs No Ban List Modern. Mine dabbles in it. Mox Boarding House and Card Kingdom both tend to run these things from time to time. Both of these decks seem like players. I don't know if they're the best decks we've got in the field, but at the same time, I feel like whoever's lost, it's not like, oh, that deck was terrible, kick it out of the tournament. It's just tough field. A lot of good decks. So I have actual 0 land this time. And I get to scry if I mulligan. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to mulligan. Like, I've got Get Probe, Chrome Mox, but it's not like I'm holding a Pyromancer's Ascension. I think the scry definitely pushes this over the top. Yeah. Not a great card for my opening hand, but still a keeper, I think. Seething Song. Is that good here? It's decent. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep it. I can Seething Song out of Treasure Cruise. Isn't that exciting? Replace those 3 cards with something new. I don't love Chrome Mox in this hand. Right, I feel like I need a critical mass of cantrips. Like, I don't want to remove any of these cards. Although, Treasure Cruise. Treasure Cruise's most likely job this game is to go into the Chrome Mox. Possible I should have pondered off the Chrome Mox so that I could reshuffle with a fetch land. I wasn't ready to commit Treasure Cruise, though. Now I feel even slightly better about not committing Treasure Cruise. I could probe now. I think I'll wait a turn. I think I'll probe next turn. Blighted Agent. All right. Am I dead? Not quite, but close. All he needs is a giant red card to go with Blazing Shoal. He doesn't have a way to find one, but he does have a Deprive to muck up whatever I'm up to. Blazing Shoal, Blighted Agent, Deprive Island. Check. It's a good card. I think I'm on Preordain here. I don't think I can get to this Treasure Cruise. And I still feel like it's probably Chrome Mox fodder. I think I'm on Preordain. Desperate Ritual, Ponder. Desperate Ritual does get me from 2 to 3. But I'm not going anywhere yet, so I think that goes to the bottom. Ponder is a cantrip. Oh, I can keep the Ponder. I can go Chrome Mox, Treasure Cruise, Ponder. Is that better than drawing one off the top? It's probably better than drawing one off the top. Especially if I'm filling a graveyard for treasure. No, I'm not filling a graveyard for Treasure Cruise in that world. Blah. Did I just bottom? I can certainly assume he's going to miss for a couple of turns. That's not a crazy way to play this game from here. Because my draw doesn't have a whole lot going on. Which means what? I want the Ponder? Thing is that this Treasure... Like, if he's going to miss for a couple of turns, this Treasure Cruise is actually my best card. Like, at a minimum, it'll bait the Deprive out of his hand to clear a path for Ascension or whatever. So I don't think I want to I want to Chrome Mox with Cruise for Ponder. I'm just gonna bottom. Came up with a Scalding Tarn, which I think I'm happier with. It would be the 5th card in the yard, so I can't quite cruise yet. All right. Bottom, draw land. Good plan. I'm also threatening Lightning Bolt, which has some non-zero value. He knows I have Lightning Bolt in my yard. I mean, in my sideboard, and probably in my deck now. He's not firing up Inkmoth Nexus, because he's leaving up Deprive. Do I actually want to crack Scalding Tarn? I don't really want to draw the cards I've scryed to the bottom. And I don't care about my life total, so I'm just going to not crack Scalding Tarn yet. Past in Flames, that's a card. Are we close to anything yet? I can Scalding Tarn for 5 cards in the yard. God, this Treasure Cruise, Past in Flames synergy is awful. So if I go... I can Manamorphose, Seething Song. I mean, all this is with him having a Deprive. I know this. But hypothetically, I can have... If I Chrome Mox, I have to Chrome Mox to get to the 3 for Seething Song. So Manamorphose is net 0. 5, 6, 7. Past in Flames would leave me with 3, but he's going to Deprive it. But then I can flash it back. So if I go Manamorphose 1 Seething Song Past in Flames with a red floating. No, that's not how I do it. I do it with a blue floating. I go Seething Song, Manamorphose, leave a blue floating Past in Flames, see if he wants to Deprive it. He either deprives it, in which case I've slugged my way through the Deprive, or he doesn't deprive it, in which case I get a Git Probe and a Ponder. And if he does deprive it, then I can flash it back next turn with the other Seething Song. I think this is the way to play this. I mean, the thing is, he's going to leave up Deprive until he has me dead, so I'm going to have to fight my way through it. And my deck doesn't have any way to fight its way through it other than just offering up. You want to deprive Chrome Mox? Be my guest. Happy to let you deprive a Chrome Mox. I'm desperate for mana, honest. No, he's not buying it. Yeah, getting rid of the Treasure Cruise, right? Yeah, because I've got to play this for Past in Flames. This Treasure Cruise is just bad here. Right, I have to crack this. Still don't care about my life total. Feel free to deprive. I mean, the whole point of this turn is to bait a deprive. Reasonable. Definitely stops me. But now, can he kill me? If he can't kill me, I'm in a much better position next turn. Oh god, we're dead. GG. Excuse me while I update the score on the board, because that gets Progenitus, which is a 10 mana red creature, also a green creature, so you can get it with Summoner's Pact, which means Blazing Shoal has X equal 10, which means that is a lethal Blighted Agent. Totally content with the way I played this game. We baited out the Deprive, we set it up, we're next turn. I had not a great draw, but I had a shot, right? I was going to get to resolve Past in Flames. Yeah, I was going to get to go Seething Song, Manamorphose, Past in Flames. The Past in Flames brings back another Manamorphose, so I get to go Ponder, Preordain, Git Probe. So I'm drawing 3 cards and looking at like 6, 7, 8 with the Manamorphoses. But sometimes they top deck the other half of the combo. What are you going to do? What I could do is sideboard in another Lightning Bolt for this Treasure Cruise, which is apparently just terrible. Yeah, I mean, there are probably matchups where Treasure Cruise is worth having in this deck, but the anti-synergy has been a beating in this one where we're just racing. Yeah, I'm going to get the other Lightning Bolt in my deck. I mean, I could try to Blood Moon because, I mean, it would turn off the Nexus. He's got plenty of basics, though. It's not actually gonna color screw him. It's also slow. Yeah, let's just try it with the other Lightning Bolt and on the play. Would I like to play first? Yes, I would. Okay, this draw's got to be good. Turn 1 Ascension, right? And then Thought Scour and see what we can find. It's not clear. I assume I want to turn 1 Ascension. Problem is I have to remove one of these cards. Well, whatever. I'm keeping the draw. What do I remove to the Chrome box, though, if I want turn 1 Ascension? Like, I could just turn 1 Ponder, but then I'm kind of throwing a mana away. If I Chrome Mox, what would I Chrome Mox? The Thought Scour? Thought Scour is the worst card here, but it's good with Pyromancer Ascension. Weird. If only I had a Treasure Cruise to put under this Chrome Mox, this would all be so much easier. Good lord, is it Seething Song? But I mean, yeah, if I put a red card, I can cast a Manamorphose off of it. Huh. I actually think it might be Seething Song. Because I want to get Ascension turned on, and all of these cantrips do a better job of turning that on than the Seething Song does. Is that crazy? I think it's the song. I don't think it's... Yeah, I think it's the song. All right, let's play it that way. I mean, I think that I'd rather have this tap for blue than red is the only reason. I mean, that's the argument for something else, but like, I don't want to lose my Ponder or my Thought Scour. Those seem like how I'm going to turn this thing on, right? Let's see, up to cantripping. Cantripping. Yes, a Ponder for you. Do I Thought Scour or Ponder first? guess I think I ponder first. I have to get pretty lucky to Thought Scour something. I'd have to Thought Scour a Ponder into the yard to feel better about that. So I think Ponder and then mill the crap off. If I can't do that with red mana. Oh, hilarious. So now what? I can Manamorphose, Thought Scour, Thought Scour. Definitely kind of, yeah. I want a second blue mana. Therefore, I'm going to Manamorphose. Hypothetically, we could win from here, but it's going to be really hard. Mostly, I want to set up the Ascension from here. So now, Ponder, then Thought Scour. Thought Scour definitely puts a counter on the Ascension. If I go Thought Scour, Thought Scour. But I can also do that next turn. I guess it's Ponder first and see what I can find. I can Thought Scour first. If I Ponder for land, I can Scour. I think I'm going to Thought Scour once, see if we get lucky. Then Ponder. I can always upkeep Thought Scour. Like, the odds of winning on this turn are vanishingly small. I'm Manamorphose. It's going to be fun next turn. And we spilled Thought Scour Preordain. We spilled Island Preordain. All right. So, drawing... I can draw Fetch Land now, play it. I think I'm happy to draw Preordain next turn. And then I can decide whether I want the Rite of Flame or not. Oh, funny. Or I can Thought Scour all of those. Funny, if I draw the Polluted Delta, if I crack it for mana, I lose the Preordain, which I know would put a counter on the Ascension. But I do get to play a Thought Scour, which puts a counter on the Ascension. Funny. If I can get the fetch and just not use that mana. I mean, I'm squandering the mana. And then I can draw the Preordain. So then I'm guaranteed have the Ascension turned on. It feels weird to just not use a mana. But I can always decide later. Let's see what he's got. He's got a Blighted Agent, which I can kill. I mean, he might have a misstep, but I think drawing Preordain is good here. Preordain, yeah. I don't think I'm desperate to use this mana. So I'm going to draw the Preordain. And I'm going to crack it because I don't think I want Rite of Flame. Grape Shot, Desperate Ritual. I don't want the Grape Shot yet. So I'm going to put that on the bottom. Do I want a Desperate Ritual? It doesn't do anything particularly exciting, but I'm going to want mana at some point. I don't think I want it yet. I want to find Past the Flames. That's what I want to find. Drew a land. And again, I'm not... It's at the end of the world if I reshuffle the cards from the bottom. Maybe Desperate Ritual is better than a land. So if I Thought Scour, then it turns on Ascension, turning Manamorphose into draw 2, also letting me double Lightning Bolt, which is kind of fun. The double Lightning Bolt is particularly good if he's holding a Mental Misstep to defend his combo kill. But I can surprise him with all of that, right? Or I should Thought Scour now and see what the card is? I guess I should Thought Scour now and see what the card is. To ponder. And we milled Ascension Tarn. Not very exciting. It's 2 ponders, though. It's kind of exciting. Like, I can Manamorphose. Kind of have to decide. I can Manamorphose, which turns 2 mana into 4 mana. And I draw 2 cards. Then I can Ponder, which spends 1 mana to draw 2 good cards. I'll have 3 floating, and I'll have 4 cards in my hand. Do I just win? Do I just win from here? Like, the thing is, at some point, I can just Lightning Bolt the Blighted Agent also. I feel like I might just win from here. Like... Also, is there any reason not to go for it? Like, the worst thing that happens is I have a handful of stuff and I run out of mana, and then next turn I can play my handful of stuff. I don't see any reason not to go for it here. Yeah, worst case scenario, I bolt the Bladed Agent. Alright, doesn't matter which land I get, particularly... I'll get the island, just... I think that makes next turn slightly better. All right, I need... What do I want to wind up? I need at least 1 red. I probably want red, red, blue, blue. I'm going to get a red and blue for now. Land is not particularly exciting. I feel like it's a red and a blue. Like, I want to be able to ritual. Oh no, if I only need 1 red, because either I'm going to find a ritual or I'm just going to Lightning Bolt, so I'll get blue, blue. Shivering Reef. Those 2 draws were not exciting, not going to lie. Alright, first Ponder says, Seething Song, Preordain, Rite of Flame. I think I want the Preordain, right? But I'm happy with all these cards. Right? So I go Song, Rite, Preordain. I do not shuffle my library. I draw the Preordain. And then I'm going to see the Song again. Oh, Git Probe. Yeah, these seem great. There's some danger I'm going to run out of cards, but Git Probe draws the other 2 anyway. There's no reason I need to reshuffle. Song, right, Git Probe. No. So I can draw both of those cards. Also, find out if we're dead. He has the Dragon Storm. He has the ability to transmute for Blazing Shoal. So we're dead next turn. He had it. He had the turn 3 kill. But can he stop my Lightning Bolt? He cannot stop our Lightning Bolt. So we get to bolt, and then we have Forever, because he doesn't have a poison creature. He's got a Muddle for another Blighted Agent, and it's going to take him forever. Awesome. So backup plan is we buy a million turns. So I preordain, right? And if I find I mean, if I find Past in Flames, we just win. If I find Grape Shot, we're getting there. Like, I get to bolt it twice. How's my mana? Rite of Flame is going to turn red into red, which can cast Seething Song, so definitely on Preordain. Let's see if we get there with these 2 Preordains. First Preordain. Land. Chrome Mox. Man, we're not hurting for mana. That was not a particularly good draw. Man, we've seen 4 lands and a Chrome Mox. This is less than ideal. So we're out of card drawing unless we find some here. And bottom, come on, deck. Rite of Flames, we whiffed. How lame. Lame. I guess I mean, I could have been more aggressive with the Ponders, but like, no, I took card drawing every Ponder. Like, I couldn't take the Git Probe. I got to take a Git Probe into 2 rituals rather than reshuffle. That's got to be better. Sigh. Yeah, we never milled a Past in Flames, so we just have to Lightning Bolt. And 1 for him, 1 for Blighted Agent. And we're done. Oh well. Now we basically, Past in Flames is insta-lethal. Anything blue is probably lethal. These things happen. Bottom of our library is 4 mana cards. We drew 2 Shivan Reefs with our first 2 draws. Yeah, I feel like I got unlucky to not win there. I think I was a favorite to win when I started that sequence. But I'm still a favorite to win. I'm probably a similarly sized favorite to win. I'm probably slightly less favorite because he can stitch his combo together and I have to draw something. Basically, well, I need what? So he could have transmuted Muddle for a Blighted Agent, but instead he's gone Preordain Ponder. And I believe he had another Preordain here. So we probably have 2 turns. Odds are he has the Blazing Shoal and the, well, I forget what it was, but I mean, he has the Blazing Shoal half of the kill. He just needs an Infect creature to survive. How about this top deck? Wow. That is a lot of mana we've drawn. Deck doesn't even play that many lands. There's like 1 land left in our deck. Maybe there's some fetch lands too, but what are you gonna do? Deck needs to deliver up something. I feel like next turn, I mean, Yup, Inkmoth Nexus. So now we know he can kill us next turn if he goes for it, which he should. Muddles for Blazing Shoal? I thought he had a Blazing Shoal. Oh, right. We knew he had to muddle for Blazing Shoal, right? That was how he was going to kill us. Was muddle for Blazing Shoal. Now I remember, because he had a Dragonstorm or whatever. Come on, deck. We can't miss on... How many draws is this a miss on? It was... Ponder went whiff, whiff, whiff. Git Probe went whiff, whiff. Draw Step went whiff. We're at 0 for the last 6, I believe. It's not nothing, right? It kills his Inkmoth Nexus. And he'd have to have 2 mental missteps, which seems super unlikely. So now it's this, is he going to go for it? That Lightning Bolt should be good enough. Like, we had to top deck something. I would rather have won the game there, which any cantrip is a very good chance to win the game that turn. But this Lightning Bolt, he's going to go all in. He has no choice. And then he's going to get demolished by this lightning bolt. I think, going to point both of them at the Nexus to play around Mental Misstep, or Muddle for that matter. Same target. Cool. What was the pitch? Yeah, Dragonstorm. That was the one we knew about. All right. Now we're back to any cantrip wins. He has a Blighted Agent. Sure. He shouldn't. He has 3 cards left. We don't know what they are, but the odds of them being the kill are smallish, I would say. Bingo. That should do it. All right. Rite of Flame. Rite of Flame. I think I'll probably just let him know what's up once we get to Past in Flames. Because he doesn't have the mana to counter it. Even if he did counter it, I could pay the flashback cost. Yeah, so that should do it, Shadow. Don't you think?
I agree. I actually put in a card. I put in the card that stops triggers, but it's not in my hand, nor do I have the mana for it. So, pretty sure I'm going to die. I'm going to concede and draw a card and see if I could have beaten you next turn.
Okay. How close
I've got Summoner's Pact.
Aha, okay.
And Spell Pierce, no good. Deprive, no good. Mental Misstep, nope. I was screwed. Well, actually, I was going to crack Fluted Delta, so there's no telling.
Yeah, no, I had that Lightning Bolt. I top decked it that turn. Like, you had me. Like, I was on 1 draw step to beat you. But the thing is, every cantrip in my deck probably beats you, and Lightning Bolt probably buys me like half a dozen turns. But you had it.
True.
Like,
it might have bought you 1 turn. Like, there's a non-zero chance when I had another one in my hand. But still, so rough. Yeah, I'm just like, he's going off. Nope, I'm fine. He's dead next turn. Nope, Lightning Bolt. All right, I'll set it up for next turn. All right, I'm ready again. Lightning Bolt. All right, what are you going to do? It's like double Lightning Bolt, too. So even if I had Mental Misstep, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, I chose same targets that time, for sure.
Yeah.
That was a fun match.
Well, it was actually a match of Magic. It went longer than I had suspected. I'm sitting here, I've got the turn 3 kill. I hope he kills me. And then you didn't. I'm like, yes. And then Lightning Bolt. Oh, all right. That's your capper. I gotcha. That's a good last card.
You had turn 3 kill basically all 3 games?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Infect deck is slightly more consistent. However, Lightning Bolt certainly removes what I've got there. Yeah, you had turn 1 Pyromancy's Ascension. I was just like, so good.
Do you think chat was right to want Chrome Moxes in the deck? Yeah, I think Chrome Moxes definitely belonged in this deck.
Well, it was hilarious because you put the Treasure Cruise underneath the Chrome Mox. I'm like, that might be the best use for that damn card.
I took it. I had 0 in my deck for game 3. I was down to 0 by game 3.
Well, I mean, the games are just too fast, right? Like, yeah. I mean, I guess for your combo, it's a thing, but then, like, you get rid of all the cards you need. Like,
yeah, I think there might be a grindy matchup where it's good, but like maybe it's a sideboard card that you bring in against like hand destruction or something. It is not good in a race scenario, not even a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That was a fun match.
Yes. Good times. I enjoyed it. It was more fun than I had suspected. I just suspected one of us would go off and the other person would be sad.
Yeah, no, you had turn 3 every single game. The question was, could I beat turn 3? And one time I went faster. I went turn 3 on the play because I
right.
I could taxi and probed and I was like, he's got it. I have to go for it and cross my fingers, and I got there. And then the other time it was like, I could taxi and probe, you've got it. I fizzled Right, both times I won both games I was on the play. One time I Gitaxian Probed, had to go for it and got there. The other time I Gitaxian Probed, had to go for it but had the Lightning Bolt backup plan the whole time. So
right.
I bought myself.
I'd like to adjust my guess down to 50-50. Who wins the first die roll?
Now, I actually think those Lightning Bolts might make the Storm deck just favored. Like, especially as we fine-tune the Storm list. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that I'm at least as fast as you are. I might actually be faster given with Chrome Mox.
I think you... Yeah, I think you can go off turn 2. Like, I can't...
I definitely can go... You know, game 3, the first game I won, I only ever played one land.
Yeah.
Like, I just was like, ritual, up to Ascension, and then turn the Ascension on. Like, I won the game off 1 mana. Like, I'm definitely capable of faster kills. And, like, you don't have Glistener Elf, so you can't win before turn 3. Yeah, that's the thing. Your best Goldfish is a turn 3. But you almost always will Goldfish a turn 3.
Yep.
And I think I'm capable of being faster and capable of interacting. So I think
I'm capable of turn 2, but, like, I just have to have had all the cards in my hand.
How? Oh, turn one.
Turn 1 next. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, turn 1 next.
Then I activate it and Blazing Shoal out a thing. But
You're right. Sorry.
But that requires absolutely no search on my part.
Right.
So it requires a perfect hand. So I can't imagine turn 2s are that common. Yeah. But turn 3 certainly would be.
That makes sense.